Jaclyn Whittal and Mark Robinson. They are stateside. And you guys, we have seen some spectacular video over the last few days that you guys have fed back to us. What's on the agenda for today in terms of storm hunting?
Well, firstly, Emily, I want to say happy Monday and happy Mother's Day to you. Yeah, I mean, today it's really a quiet day for the first time since we left. Mark?
Yeah, you know what? It's actually, we've been going and going and going and not stopping. We've seen some really impressive stuff this year, a lot more active than it was last year. For me, I think the big one was being in Decatur and getting the big gust front coming in after the big storm that we were following down in Texas. Jaclyn, what's for you?
Well, yeah, we spent a lot of time in Texas over the last few days, or last 6 days, I guess. In fact, we haven't stopped chasing since we left, and that's a good thing as a chaser. Obviously not a great thing for people that live down here. But in terms of what my highlight was, the Throckmorton tornado. Tricky one. We sat and watched it. Try and form. We got in our car to drive away. We could look back at our photos and we went, oh, I think we did get that tornado. That tornado didn't do any damage, thank goodness. Yeah, so it's been an exciting trip so far.
Yeah, now we're expecting a little bit of downtime the next little while, but the pattern is going to get active again next weekend, and we're expecting to stay active for a while after that. So we're going to be heading off to the west and then moving back east as the system comes in, and we'll see exactly what it's going to do.
Incredible, isn't it? All right, storm hunters, they're back. Mark Robinson and Jaclyn Whittal have been down through the United States since last week. They've been covering a lot of active weather. Here's what they had to say the last time we checked in.
Well, we didn't catch any tornadoes today, but we did get to see some really cute cows, so that makes up for it. But, you know, it was a tough day, really, today, because we knew the better target would be down south in Texas and Oklahoma. My initial look at things was southeast Oklahoma, but the terrain is bad. Explain to viewers what we don't want to see down there.
One of the things that we have to choose when we choose a target is we have to pick an area that we can actually see the storms in and stay safe. Down in southeast Oklahoma, it's actually very, very hilly. Everybody thinks of it as the plains, and yet I've been down there and been past signs, watch out for falling rock, which makes it very difficult to sort of see the storms as they come through. The other problem was we might not have been able to make it there before the storms actually went up.
So we opted for Kansas today, maybe Nebraska, but we spent most of the day in Kansas. We saw some nice looking storms, but you know what? The day is done. You want to know how?
This is how. I'm looking at a cold wind beginning to come up out of the west. Temperatures just dropped 3 degrees in like the last 5 minutes. That means the cold front is now passed, and the storms, well, you can see, they're on their way east. We'll see them in southern Ontario in a few days.
Our storm hunting team of Mark and Jaclyn, they are in Tornado Alley. They will be there for really the rest of this month, tracking severe weather. And I had the opportunity to travel across the country with Mark, so it's nice to see that Mark and Jaclyn still have smiles on their faces and they're on speaking terms.
Yeah, there's been a few tense moments, but we're good buddies. We just get closer and closer out here because, you know, you really do have to have a trust in each other. And same with Michelle, our camera guy, doing a great job on this trip. We have to put our trust in someone else's hands behind the wheel to make a good decision, you know, so you do become very close. But yeah, today's a bit of a down day. Mark, how are you feeling?
I'm going to be having a nap after we're done here, I think. No, this is actually, for me, a very good part of the trip, and a very actually good chase here, because what we have is a very active beginning, a nice down day in the middle, and then another active part in the second part of the trip, the last part of the trip. And for me, that works out really, really well. Not every year works like that. Some years it's just go, 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 go the entire time. Other years it's go for 2 days and then you have 16 days off and you just go home because there's nothing's going to happen.
Well, I can remember, I mean, as storm chasers, you know, we don't want to ever see destruction. That's not what we're out here to do. We don't wish that upon anyone, obviously. But when we're out here, we're looking for storms. And last year, we had to go, like, we drive 3 hours at the end of the day. It was such a quiet year just to get lightning. So it's nice this year to have the active weather to report on, to cover for you, to show our viewers back home. It makes it a lot easier when the pattern cooperates, right, Mark?
Yeah, I'm hoping the pattern will cooperate and swing this next system through a little later on in the week and into the weekend. So stay tuned.